Hey everyone, welcome back to the AI Tech channel. Today we're diving deep into LlamaCon, Meta's highly anticipated AI developer conference. But was it the AI fiesta Meta hoped for, or a stark reminder of the competition's lead? That's what we're uncovering. Picture this: live llamas grazing on manicured lawns, dance music blasting in a chilly auditorium. It was definitely an experience. But beyond the spectacle, did LlamaCon deliver on substance? Let's find out. But here's the punch. Some insiders are saying that the party was just a smokescreen, that Meta is secretly scrambling to catch up with AI models that are already blowing Llama out of the water. We're talking DeepSeek and Qwen, folks. Models that are not just good, but shockingly efficient. Stick around, because we're about to break down exactly what happened at LlamaCon and why Meta might be playing catch-up in the AI race. Meta positioned LlamaCon as a champion of open-source AI. Chris Cox, Meta's chief product officer, emphasized the company's commitment to openness, framing it as a principle, not just a reaction to the competition. The message was clear: Llama is the path to autonomy for developers in a world increasingly dominated by closed AI systems like OpenAI's and Google's. Meta wants you, the developer, to feel empowered. They want you to build on Llama, customize it, and contribute to a collaborative AI ecosystem. They are trying to paint themselves as the rebel alliance fighting against the evil empire of closed source. Meta announced a new Llama API, promising easy integration with familiar tools and interfaces. They touted partnerships to accelerate AI performance, a security program to combat AI-generated scams, and $1.5 million in grants for Llama-based startups and universities. Sounds impressive, right? However, the real question is, did they announce what developers actually wanted? Here's the elephant in the room. LlamaCon lacked a new reasoning model to compete with the rapidly advancing AI landscape. Think about it. Everyone is talking about reasoning, the ability of an AI to understand and solve complex problems. That's the new table stakes. And where was Meta? Conspicuously absent. Even Zuckerberg seemed to acknowledge this during a conversation with Databricks CEO Ali Ghodsi. He admitted that developers might need to mix and match Llama with other models like DeepSeek or Qwen if they are better at something. Now, that's an honest admission, but it also raises a red flag. Is Meta admitting that Llama isn't the best, that it requires supplementation from competitors? Vineeth Sai Varakuntla, a developer working on medical AI applications, hit the nail on the head. It would be exciting if they were beating Qwen and DeepSeek. Qwen is ahead, way ahead of what they are doing in general use cases and reasoning. This is not just one guy's opinion. It's a sentiment echoed across the developer community. The online reaction to LlamaCon was overwhelmingly negative. Over on Reddit's r/localllama, the top post lamented, "No new models in LlamaCon announced." Users drew unfavorable comparisons to Qwen 3, which Alibaba strategically released just one day before Meta's event. One user wrote, "Llama went from competitively good open source to just so far behind the race that I'm beginning to think Qwen and DeepSeek can't even see it in their rearview mirror anymore." Ouch. On Hacker News, some criticized the event's focus on API services and partnerships as super shallow, longing for substantial model improvements. One user on Threads summed it up simply as kinda mid. The technical community, the very people Meta was trying to woo, felt let down. They wanted advancements, breakthroughs, and a clear roadmap for Llama's future. Instead, they got a party with llamas. While Wall Street analysts praised LlamaCon as a giant flex of Meta's ambitions, the developers on the ground weren't buying it. Now, let's not completely dismiss Llama. Some developers are finding real value in its cost-effectiveness. Hansla Rami, CTO of RightC, an AI-powered career services platform, highlighted that cost is huge for startups. Closed-source models are simply too expensive for them to process millions of jobs. Yevgeny Petrenko of Tavis, which creates AI-powered conversational videos, praised Llama's speed and low latency. So, Llama has a niche, a specific advantage in certain applications. But is that enough to sustain it in the long run? Is being good enough for cost-sensitive startups a winning strategy? That's the critical question. The performance of Llama 4 is heavily correlated with the GPU it is running on, the H100 GPU, which has shaped its architecture and scale. However, Zuckerberg acknowledged that the open-source community wants smaller models that can run on laptops and phones. He stated, "To be able to basically take whatever intelligence you have from bigger models and distill them into whatever form factor you want. To me, this is one of the most important things." This is a huge admission. Meta designed Llama around its own infrastructure, potentially limiting its broader appeal and usability. This is a major factor, as the paper Scaling Laws for Neural Language Models by Kaplan et al. 2020 shows that model performance is heavily influenced by the interplay of model size, dataset size, and compute. Meta's focus on a specific GPU may be hindering its ability to optimize for diverse hardware environments. So what's the verdict? LlamaCon was more of a mid-pivot than a coronation. Meta is still trying to convince developers, and perhaps itself, that it can build not just models, but real momentum in the AI space. They are trying to navigate a complex landscape, balancing open-source ideals with the need to compete with closed-source powerhouses. Meta's AI ambition, in broad strokes, is fueling a thriving open AI ecosystem that sticks it to closed AI providers like OpenAI, which gate their models behind services. The launch of a consumer-facing Meta AI chatbot app, which will compete with ChatGPT, as well as a developer-facing API for accessing Llama models in the cloud. Meta is trying to push its open models to satisfy a regulatory carve-out. The EU AI Act grants special privileges to companies that distribute free and open-source AI systems. Meta often claims its Llama models are open source, despite disagreement on whether they meet the necessary criteria. But here's the big question. Can Meta truly catch up? Can they deliver a reasoning model that rivals DeepSeek and Qwen? Or will they remain a player in the AI game, but not a leader? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you betting on Meta, or are you more impressed by the competition? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more AI insights. Until next time, stay curious.